Thanks again for stopping by, everybody. This is Budget Wine with Bacchus Bruce. Really pleased to have you here today. Have a really fantastic wine. Kind of breaking the budget for our little show here at $5.99 at the grocery outlet here in Hayward. But I was intrigued. The label just kind of opens the door to really a much bigger story. This is coming out of Mendocino County, Ukiah Bottling. This is from the folks at Alder Spring Vineyard in Mendocino, which really was one of the trailblazers as far as viticulture goes. They're one of the wineries that kind of decided that they were going to do the dense planting mode, which really is very, very labor intensive. So the idea is that you plant the vines much closer together than you normally would in a vineyard, and what that does is makes the vines, instead of growing out, it makes them kind of like stay in place, and it really kind of forces the vines to focus on great production as opposed to vigor and growth. It's really labor intensive, and if you do a little reading on the vineyard online on their website, you get the quote that the vine is touched 13 times a year in the course of the cultural practices that the vineyard workers need to do. As you can imagine, with tightly spaced vines, you have a lot of work to do because it can quickly grow unruly and out of control. So Stuart Bewley is the man behind the wine here, very famous in the fact that he actually came up with the concept for the California cooler and made a cool couple $1,000,000 or maybe even more, who knows. But he wanted to really dive into quality winemaking after his little stint being the guy behind the California cooler. And he decided that he wanted to go in a really crazy direction that is all about the fruit and all about quality and just trying to create a really unique situation. So please take a look at his website, Alder Springs Vineyard, and you can see all the kind of intense thought that went into actually laying out the production, laying out the vines, laying out the rootstock, and how they're going about things. So 49 Crows, I would imagine, is a brand that they got away from, which is why it ended up at the grocery outlet in the first place. But again, it's really our benefit because this is quite a wine. Now, I did a lot of scouring trying to figure out exactly what grapes are in this wine, and I couldn't figure it out. Now, the only hint that I really had was this white that they do. It's called the Outlier, which is a Marsanne Roussanne Viognier blend. So I can only assume that this is kind of a Rhone style blend for a red. So they do Syrah, they do Grenache Noir, they do Mourvèdre, they do Counoise, they do Malbec, and they do Tannat. So I'm not exactly sure what the composition of it is, which kind of makes it fun in its own way because you don't really know what you're tasting. So let's try to find out together. So on the nose, have really kind of a GSM sort of profile, kind of that Garrigue thing that you get in Rhone Syrahs, kind of an herbaceousness. Also getting a little bit of sweet oak, which is kind of nice. Again, I'm not a huge oak fan, but if done properly, it's really an elegant addition to a wine, and it is definitely on the nose. And kind of picking up a little bit of violets as well, kind of a floral component. A really beautiful nose. And let's take a quick look at the color here. I'm not wearing a white shirt, but you can kind of see that it is a touch cloudy, so there might actually be a little bit of unfiltered winemaking going on here, which would make sense because they're trying to do low yields, high quality, minimalist intervention. They do natural yeast fermentation, so it would make sense that they're keeping the filtration as well to a minimum. On the palate, it is a blockbuster wine. 14.3% alcohol, big structure, firm tannic grip, a lot going on. Again, a little kind of a plummy, almost a prune kind of profile. But really what this is it's a big, brooding, earthy style that's really kind of more geared towards food. It's enjoyable by itself, but it's kind of a larger structure, but super elegant. Again, everything is in check. We don't really have any hot heat issues, no over oak nonsense. It's just really a beautifully made wine. So from what I could figure out, Byron Kusuch, I hope I'm saying his name right, was the winemaker at the time, now making his own wines. You can check him out on his Instagram feed and see what he's doing. But I guess what most about this wine that's fabulous is the fact that it is on par in the viticultural side with any of the really triple-digit dollar wines that you're going to find out there. Your Dumals, your you name it, whatever big Napa cab, same sort of production went into this wine as well. So again, a lot going on. It's almost too much to talk about in a short program like this. But it is a fantastic wine. The finish is elegant, almost a little bit of a peppery note to it. Again, it's going to be really kind of hard to find out what exactly is in this wine. Hopefully somebody's going to be able to step up and let me know, because I'm guessing it's got a little bit of Mourvedre. It's from the color. I'm guessing it's got a lot of Syrah in it. It's got a little bit of complexity, which makes me think there's some Tannat in it as well. Definitely worth the extra $1 that we go over our budget wine here at Budget Wine with Bacchus Bruce. So thanks for stopping by. 49 Crows, 2013 Mendocino County juice. Really terrific. Really value. Great story. Make sure you pick a bottle up and try it with a nice juicy steak tonight. Budget Wine with Bacchus Bruce. Always a pleasure to have you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for stopping by.